Hey everybody, Moarhammer here. I've got another battle report for you, and it's another really good one. It's 2,000 points in my Khorne Bloodbound against the Duardin. So it's the first time in a long time that I've played against the Duardin, and the first time in an actual points battle, so I was really looking forward to it. And it's a very, very nice looking army as well, so I'll jump us right into it, right after the army breakdown. So here is a picture of deployment, and we're playing Blood and Glory, which I seem to be playing quite a lot these days. It's the second mission from the book, where there are 4 objectives scattered on sort of the 4 quarters of the board, and whoever holds the most of them at the end of the game wins, or you can hold all of them after the 3rd battle round, or in the 3rd or after it, and you automatically win a major victory. So, starting on my side for deployment, starting on the far left, I've got a Slaughter Priest on the far left with 20 Blood Reavers. Then I've got 10 Skull Reapers, behind which is my Skull, my Blood Stoker. That's a good start, isn't it? Blood Skull, Blood Skull. Anyway, I've got my Skull Reapers. Then I've got a Blood Secretor under that little, under the little ruin thing. Then I've got a Korgorath, and behind them the Skull Reapers. Then another big unit of 20 Blood Reavers. Then a Skull Grinder. And then to the right of them, I've got 10 Blood Warriors, then 5 Wrathmongers. And then behind those Blood Warriors in that forest is my Slaughter Priest and my General Aspiring Deathbringer. As far as artifacts goes, because I've got 2 formations, it's split into the Blood-marked Warband formation and the Skull Take. I get 3 artifacts. So my General Aspiring Deathbringer, he has the Dark Avenger command trait, so +1 to hit against order, for everything within 10 inches. And then I've got my Skull Grinder has the Chaos Rune Blade. My Slaughter Priest with the Hack Blade has the Crown of Command. And I believe I gave my Blood Secretor the Chaos Talisman for the 5-up ward against order. So they were my choices, and fingers crossed they'd come in handy. So on his side, starting on the far, it's kind of like a big wall of dwarf. I may get a couple of things wrong, but when we actually get into the nitty-gritty of things, I'll be able to tell you more precisely what they are. So on the far left, he's got a unit of 10 Dwarven Warriors with big axes. Then kind of moving towards the middle, on the left-hand side of that, the Numinous Oculum. He's got a big unit of 20 Dwarf Warriors with the big axes again. Behind them, he's got 20 Thunderers, the guy with crossbows. That's Quarrelers, isn't it? The Quarrelers, yeah. Then in the building, he's got a flame cannon with Grim Burloxon next to them. He is actually the Grim Burloxon character from the Legacy War Scrolls. So there is that. Oh, with the on the other side, the left-hand side of that building, he has got a Rune Father, Rune Smith, or whatever they're called, just on that down there. Then behind the building, he's got some Longbeards. Then he's also got on the right-hand side, he's got another unit of 20 guys with big axes, and then 20 Hammerers. And in the front there, he's also got his Dwarf Lord. And then to the right of them, he's got another unit of 10 Dwarven Warriors with big axes, and he's also got behind them 10 Thunderers. So that's where the guys with the guns. So that is his army. He is part of the Dwarven Hold formation, which I think is from the compendium. So he's got an extra choice of artifacts. So he's basically the only one that really matters in the game. I think he gave his Runesmith the Phoenix Stone, and then he gave his Dwarf Lord the +1 damage weapon. So he's got a damage 4 axe, which is brutal. So, because I finished deploying first, because I've got 2 drops, I let him go first, because I was pretty much relying on one thing for the entire game. I was going to run at him, and I was going to hope that I double turn and then smash into his lights. That's what my entire battle plan was based on. So, here's his first turn. He comes forward a little bit. He doesn't really do a whole lot, but at least he comes forward. So he does a bunch of buffs. He puts Inspiring Presence on things as if he can. Ultimately, but he doesn't move too much. He moves just 3 inches forward, kind of thing. So no big deal. And his Dwarf Lord is kind of right in the middle there, in front of the Numulus Oculum. So we jump into my turn. Oh, sorry. In the shooting phase, he does manage to plink off 2 wounds. Sorry, plink off 5 wounds off the Khorne, which is absolutely fine. I kind of put him there to hope that his flame cannon would shoot him instead of other things. And then he also shoots the Skull Reapers with the Quarrelers and plinks 2 wounds off 1, no problem. So we go into my turn, and I charge forward like this. I do actually manage to get some really, really good movements. So pretty much all my Blood Reavers run a 5 or a 6, and all most other things are really, really fast as well. So that was fantastic. I do plant my banner for my Blood Secretor just because I want to try and keep them immune to battle shock until they hit the lines. After that, I can either bring it forward or hopefully, fingers crossed, his line will crumble and that'll be even better. So we go to the initiative roll. This is what I was counting on. If I won this, I could smash a bunch of things into his lines and I'd feel really confident in this game. If he won it, he'd probably shoot the hell out of me. So I win it, which is fantastic. So I put my plan into action. I charge forward a bunch of stuff. Mainly my Blood Reavers on the left-hand flank and in the middle. And then I whip my Skull Reapers on the left-hand side, the Demon Blade wielding ones, and I was going to slam them into the front. And I was hoping I could get Keith the Khorne in there as well. And on the right-hand side, if I could get my Blood Warriors in, even better. I do make a really, really, really stupid mistake. On the right-hand side, by the Blood Warriors, I put my General on that little white building thing, just on top of it, instead of underneath it. So he's in perfect view of the Flame Cannon. Spoilers. So, go to the charge phase. Blood Reavers have no problem smashing in here. Skull Reapers smash in here, also no problem. And then the Skull Reapers and the Khorne go in here. And this should be good. The reason I put the Khorne in really was I was hoping, because he seemed to be afraid of the Khorne quite significantly, even though he's rubbish. So I was hoping that his Dwarf Lord would attack him instead of the Blood Reavers, because he will be able to just decimate the entire unit really quickly. Whereas if he attacks the Khorne, he'll kill it, and that's fine. So I decided to go with these guys over here first, because they're kind of, I don't really need to go with anything else, and they kill a couple of Dwarf Warriors. It's no big deal, like 2 or 3, but not a whole lot happens, and that's okay. Then he piles in attacks over here with his Dwarf Warriors, and they did better than I expected. They do kill 2 Skull Reapers and put a wound onto another. He does take a wound back for his trouble from the retaliatory attack things, so that's great. Then I pile in over here with my Blood Reavers, and I actually do pretty well. They killed 3 or 4 more dwarves, so yeah, that's fantastic. They're making a small amount of damage, but hopefully he's going to really struggle to get rid of them. He'll shoot them, he'll countercharge them, whatever, get rid of them, then that's when I hit with my Skull Reapers, and that's where the real power is. So that was kind of my plan. So then he piles in with his Dwarf Lord over here against the Khorne, and he has absolutely no trouble completely obliterating him. And here he is sitting on his face. Well deserved. So I attack my Skull Reapers next, and they kind of do what they do. You know, they obliterate a good 10, 11 of the models in the unit. This unit is immune to battle shock, unfortunately, but he does a huge amount of damage, and that's fantastic. Over here, he piles in with his Dwarf Lord, and he plinks 2 Blood Reavers away. Absolutely no problem with that at all. That's fantastic for me. And then he piles in with his Dwarf Warriors over here, and he kills 4 of them. Again, not a big deal. They're not going anywhere, so that's fantastic. So we go into his turn. So this is the one I had to weather. He doesn't do a whole lot of movement, actually. He pretty much keeps everything where it was. He does move his Quarrelers on the left-hand side back a bit, but other than that, not a whole lot happens. In the shooting phase, like I said, I left my General in a stupid position. He aims his Flame Cannon at him, and boom, no issue. Just that was my bad. It was stupid. I'm sorry. It won't happen again. Probably will, but I'll try not to let it happen again. He also shoots his Thunderers at the Blood Warriors and kills 2 of them, so does really well. That was a bit scary. Then over here, we go into the combat. Oh, sorry, the Quarrelers over here aim at the Skull Reapers, and it wasn't nearly as bad as it could have been. He fired a hell of a load of shots, and he just rolled absolutely pants. So, kills 2 of my Skull Reapers, puts wounds onto another. Yeah, could have been a lot worse, so I was happy about that. So we go into the combat phase, and he attacks with these Dwarf Warriors first, and is able to kill another Skull Reaper. Yeah, that's fine. That's not too much of an issue. So I pile in with my Blood Reavers here first, because I know as soon as he attacks with his Dwarf Lord, they're all dead, so I might as well get in as many attacks as I possibly can first. And I don't do too bad. I kill 1 or 2 dwarves, and I actually managed to wound the Lord, which was outstanding. Like 3 guys attack him, and I managed to get a wound through. So yay, go them. So then he attacks with his Dwarf Warriors over here, kills 2 more of them. Not a big deal. So I attack with my Skull Reapers, and they are able to obliterate the entire rest of the unit, which is exactly what they needed to do. So fantastic job for them. Over here, he attacks with his Dwarf Warriors and he kills a single Blood Reaver. not too impressive. So I attack over here with my Blood Reavers, and again I kill 1 or 2, maybe 3 Dwarf Warriors. It's no big deal. It's kind of a bit of a slugging match over here. It's going to go on for a long time. And then his Dwarf Lord attacks, and it's just brutal. This is him sitting on top of all the dead models he just killed. He kills all but 2 of the units. So he kills like 12 of them, maybe even 16. I think it's 12. So yeah, really, really outstanding show by him. He's an absolute beast. So, in the Battle Shock phase, I do actually lose 2 Skull Reapers, but I don't lose any of my Blood Reavers because they were just within range of the Blood Secretor. So that's fantastic. So we go to the initiative roll-off, and he wins it. Ugh. Not a good time for him to win it, unfortunately. But it's okay. Hopefully I'll be able to deal with it. He does actually do a bit of movement. He sends his Dwarf Lord towards those Skull Reapers to try and finish them off. He charges his Hammerers forward to try and get into my Skull Grinder and Blood Warriors. Other than that, not a whole lot happens. In the shooting phase, his Quarrelers take some long-range shots at these Skull Reapers and kills 3 of them. Again, pretty good going. Obviously, they've got 3 wounds each, so they're still really nasty. And the Flame Cannon manages to knock 2 wounds off other Chuckles, so not too bad. I can live with that. So, yeah. Could have been a lot worse, seeing as what he's done so far. In the charge phase, his single remaining Dwarf, the champion from that unit, charges into these 2 Blood Reavers, and that'll be fun. His Hammers managed to make it into the Blood Warriors. This is probably going to be very nasty. And his Dwarf Lord comes into these Skull Reapers over here. So he does attack with his Hammers first. He passes them around. He does 3 wounds to Blood Warriors. So not amazing against them. Killing one and putting a wound onto another. And he does 5 wounds onto the Skull Grinder. That does actually kill him. For some reason I was thinking he had 6 wounds right now, so I don't remove him, but he gets removed before he actually does anything, so there you go. So I pile in with my Skull Reapers next, and you have never seen rolling like it. It was outrageous. Every single dice I rolled was a 6. It was just 6s galore. So I was hitting, and they were doing mortal wounds if they wounded, and the ones that wounded were 6s, so they were doing double damage, or +1 damage from the formation, so it was just outrageous, and they obliterate the Dwarf Lord, and he goes down. It's fantastic. It was just, I was so impressed with these guys. They are clearly absolutely furious. So he attacks with his Dwarf champion over here. He kills a Blood Reaver, so now it's going to be... There's a possibility I could kill him, which is funny. So I attack over here with my Blood Reavers, and I kill another 1 or 2 dwarfs. I think there's like 3 of them left now. So yeah, I'm winning that combat, which is good. And then he attacks back and kills another 1 Blood Reaver, so no big deal. Over here, I attack back with my Blood Warriors. They pile in, and they actually do really, really well. They just rolled out of the box and obliterated a good sort of, 6 or 7 Hammerers. So I was really, really pleased with that. They are close enough to a character, so they've got like some rule where they're a guardian or something, and they they also pass their battle shock, basically. That's all I'm saying. That's what I'm getting at. So, unfortunately for him, when he piled in, he did just about pile within 3 inches of a Wrathmonger, so he So these guys then pile in as well, and they smash apart another 4 or 5, maybe even 6 hammers, so they do a big dent on them. So we go into the initiative roll-off. And I have a sorry, no, we don't do the initiative roll-off. We go to my turn. And I see something, I spot something. So I have a... so this is quite heavily relying on a lot of luck. But first stage is I use Blood Boil over here, and I kill the last Dwarf Warrior. And again, that's wasting D6 wounds to kill a single Dwarf Warrior, but it gets rid of him. Secondly, I use Blood Boil from this Slaughter Priest, from other Chuckles, against that one Dwarf Warrior that my Blood Reaver was fighting, and kill him as well. So I do manage to do really well with the Blood Boil rolls. The reason I kill him, so this is the movement phase, the reason I kill him is because if he was there, he would get in the way of my Skull Reapers running as far as they could towards those Dwarf Warriors on the right-hand side, the Thunderers. I've whipped them so they get +3 to the charge. Now, the plan is, if I can get the Skull Reapers into them, then I'll move the Wrathmongers through that building on the right-hand side, and if I can get them into those Dwarf Warriors, and then my Blood Reavers and Skull Reapers can finish off those Quarrelers on the left-hand side, I will also win the game, because I will have all 3 objectives. It relies heavily on me getting those Skull Reapers into those Quarrelers, the Thunderers on the right-hand side, and that's why I had to Blood Boil that one Dwarf Warrior, because he was right in the way, couldn't have gone within 3 inches of him, and there was no way to get around him. So it was really a necessity to kill him. So, that was my plan. I also moved my Blood Secretor forward. He wasn't doing anything at that point. At least if I don't manage to get this plan off, he can then plant his banner next turn and do his thing. And maybe in worst case scenario, I might be able to get something into that flame cannon and kill it. So, I've got no shooting, so we go straight into the charge phase. Skull Reapers and Blood Reavers here have no problem making it into the Quarrelers. And I do manage to make it in with my Skull Reapers, which is fantastic. So they make it into this combat along with my Wrathmonger. So this should be pretty good for me. I also charge my single lone Blood Reaver up here in the back of the flame cannon. I know he's not going to do anything, but it was funny. So I'll attack with these Skull Reapers first, and they're pretty angry. They brutalise a good 6 or 7 Dwarf Warriors, so they're doing pretty well. Then he attacks over here with his Dwarf Warriors. He's able to kill a Wrathmonger with them, which is absolutely okay by me, because he does that. He then hits himself back, and he doesn't do anything, unfortunately, which was sad. So I attack with my Blood Warriors over here next, and they don't do too badly. I'm able to kill another 3 or 4 Hammers, so there's only a handful of them left now, which is good by me. So he attacks with his Quarrelers. He's able to not do too badly, actually. He kills a Skull Reaper, and he puts 3 Blood Reavers down, so not the worst in the world. Then up here, I attack with my Blood Reaver. Surprisingly, not able to do anything. So he attacks with his Thunderers here. He's able to put 2 wounds onto a single Skull Reaper, so not enough to warrant the coming tide of death. So I actually, he piles in with his, I think I pile in with other Chuckles next, don't do anything. He piles in with his Hammerers, smashes apart 2 more Blood Warriors. I think they actually do step in and kill another one, so that's good. Then over here, I attack with my Blood Reavers. I kill 1 or 2. It's not a big deal. Nothing really happens. So then I pile in with my my Skull Reapers, and the Skull Reapers do what Skull Reapers do and eviscerate the entire unit, which is a good start. And then the Wrathmongers do what Wrathmongers do, and they eviscerate their entire units. So, there you have it. That's the end of the game. I claim all 4 objectives at the end of my turn 3. He didn't have any models within 6 inches of the left-hand objective, and I had a couple, and then he had nothing left on the right-hand flank. And because as long as you've held it at one point in the game, you control it, you hold the other objectives. I control all 4, and the game ends right there. And what a great game it was! It was so much. It was a lot of fun because It's just a wall of dwarf and I had to run into it. That's why I love playing Khorne, I guess. Yeah, really, really tough game. But it was just that seeing that opportunity at the right time really, really helped. And getting that double turn first thing was obviously quite a big deal as well. So, really enjoyed how my Skull Reapers performed. The ones with the Demon Blades, they really did pull their weight this game. Likewise, I think the other Skull Reapers, when they really needed to perform, they did. But ultimately, the Blood Reavers actually really did perform well. They did exactly what I needed them to. That's to pile in. The ones on the left really did a decent number. The ones on the right, they just held up for what they needed to hold up for long enough for me to get my elite units in. That was perfect. I was also quite impressed with the Blood Warriors actually holding up the hammerers. They did a really good job of it, which is quite surprising. So yay them. So there you have it. That's the end of the game. It's another victory for the Legions of Khorne. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you again soon for another battle report. Cheers, guys. Bye.